Hey everyone! Today we're going to work on a hip opening sequence. It can be done as a more slower restorative class, or it can also be a supplement to a practice that you're already doing. This is also great for people who wouldn't consider themselves yogis or are runners. This is amazing for cross training. So a lot of times, runners in that one plane of motion or sitting down at our desks, a lot of times I know my hips can feel pretty tight from doing that. So this is a great way to start to get a full range of motion in the hips. There are plenty of modifications being offered. So for this class, you might need a block. And if you don't have a block, or if you don't feel like buying one, you can always stack like a couple books. So you see this looks actually a lot like a couple books stacked up, so you can always use that. If you want to use something with a little bit of give, I suggest really tightly rolling up a towel. The other thing you might need is a bolster, and if you have a bolster, great. If you don't have a bolster, you don't have to go out and buy one. Again, this looks like a blanket just rolled up, so I would get like a queen size blanket, fold it up well, and roll it so it does have some give. All right, so we're going to begin actually in the seated position. I am in lotus in Padmasana. If this feels very inaccessible to you right now, please don't feel intimidated. You can sit crisscross applesauce. You can sit in a diamond leg position, anything that feels comfortable. And if you want to go ahead and use your props right now, you can place your hips or your seat on top of it and allow your knees to relax down. Always starting with breath. Movement is great, but if you can breathe and be still and enjoy it, that's where the magic begins. Place your hands and palms together in prayer at your heart. Relax your shoulders, relax the fronts of your hips. For now, relax the pelvic floor. Any tightness. Bring your hands down by your side as you inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Exhale, twist to the right. Look over the right shoulder. Inhale, breathing, reach up. Exhale, twist to the left. Close rib cage, look over left shoulder. Inhale, reach up long, right and left side of the ribs. Exhale, breathing, twist. One more round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze the air out. Good. Inhale, come back up to center. This time, interlace your fingers behind the back. So I'll face the side. So it's Kali Mudra, or Charlie's Angels grip. All right, so interlacing your fingers. If that feels inaccessible right now, you can bend the arms as much as you need. And if that still feels like murder on your shoulders, then just grab a wrist, bend your knees or elbows, and relax your shoulders. All right, squeeze the palms tight, pull the navel in, lift the heart up. As you exhale, squeeze the palms and fold forward. It's okay, it's the beginning of this series. If you cannot touch your forehead to the floor yet, give yourself some grace. Go as far as you can. Wherever the forehead lays, pull the navel in so that you can protect the spine and feel the stretch on the backs of the legs. Notice if you started to tighten up the fronts of the hips. Let gravity do the work here. So we'll take a short round of breath of fire. Exhale, breathing through the nose, mouth closed, jaw relaxed. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale fully. Inhale a little bit. Begin. Keep going. Squeeze your palms. Forceful exhales out, 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 out. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, release your arms by your side. Take a breath in. Exhale fully. Come into tabletop. So we'll do a little bit different vinyasa just to warm up the hips and the legs. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, sink the hips back. One more. Inhale, pull the navel up, pull the breastbone forward, press the palms down. Exhale, sink your hips back, navel in, shoulders relaxed. Inhale, come to tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your legs up, and step back to a nice long plank here. Pull the navel in, exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, left knee drops down. Inhale, breathing, lift up. As you exhale, hands to the mat. Take an inhale back to your down dog. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Moving with the breath here. Inhale, lift up, low lunge. Exhale, hands down, squeeze inner thighs. Inhale, down dog, stomach in. Exhale, right foot forward, left knee down. Inhale, point tailbone down, lift hard up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, step forward. Really use the breath. Inhale, press pelvis, reach arms. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, down dog, last one. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hips back. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, belly in, hands down. Inhale, back to your downward facing dog. Take a breath here. In. Point tailbone up. Exhale. Drop the heel bones down. If you have tight hamstrings, bend the knees, point the hips up, pull the belly button in. In time, keep the tailbone up. Just reach your heel bones down. Take one more breath here. Exhale fully. Inhale, right leg up. Down dog split. Press inner thighs together. As you exhale, step your right foot forward. Keep your back leg lifted. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Place your hands to the inside of your right foot. Walk the left leg back if you need to make sure it stays nice and straight. So again, the straighter the leg, the more the front of the hip you're gonna stretch. If you need to, you can place a block or your blankets underneath your hands for a little bit more height. And if this feels easy to you, you can drop down to your forearms. There's a lot of strength and stillness here, so stay still. Plug navel up. Keep squeezing the right knee into the right shoulder. Make contact. Step back to a really long plank without adjusting the feet. Press back, down dog. It might feel a little bit longer than you normally do with your down dog. If so, bend your knees. Again, send the hip bones up. Really lengthen the spine here. Inhale, left leg up, other side. Exhale, step left foot through. Place your hands to the inside of your left foot and squeeze your inner thighs together. So the more the legs fall apart, the less you're gonna really feel it in the hips. We'll do that later. Keep squeezing the knees together towards the midline of your mat so that you're stretching the front and back of your hips and your legs. I like to think about creating a rectangle shape with my mat, my arms, and my collarbones so nothing goes limp. It's not a wet cardboard box. It's a steel beam rectangle. Step back to plank, nice and long. Let's take a child's pose. Sit your hips back, pull the navel in. So if you feel a little bit more tight along the inside of your legs, like Hip flexors, inner thighs, I would keep a wide leg child's pose. If it's the backs of the hips that you're wanting to stretch, keep your knees together. Inhale, lean forward, long legs, press the navel up, press the palms down, open up your throat. As you exhale, sink the hips back one more time. Inhale, lean forward, press back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, breathing right leg up into a down dog split. As you step it through, now into a low lunge. Okay, so for this lunge, I wanted to show this view so that you can really see the difference. So for now, keep the back knee down. I like to roll my mat up. My knees are pretty sensitive. For a little extra padding, place the palms together so you can see how it's like a rectangle shape and I'm not just drooping into it. I'm holding the space so that my hips will be the hip joint is what's moving. Press your left knee down and lean the weight forward. So again, you can use the bolster underneath your palms if you need a little bit of height, and make sure the knee pulls in. You're touching the side of the shoulder. Especially if you're working on opening up areas of the body, you want to be able to hold something. Because your body does adjust actually fairly quickly. You just have to mentally have that staying power. Make it interesting. What's happening in the palms? What about that right foot, right big toe mound? Not the big toe, but the big toe mound. Press down the left top of foot a little bit more. If this feels easy, come down to your forearms. If it feels hard, take a bolster, take a block underneath your palms. So again, one stretch for every type of body. Keep squeezing right knee in. Pull navel up. Shift the weight forward. So feeling the stretch along the inside of your right leg and the top of your left. Take a breath here. Exhale fully. All right, so for those of you who want a little bit something more, place the left hand on top of the ankle, pull the navel in, round the spine actually, and tuck your head behind your leg. You can always bend the left knee up and grab it, and let's see if I can scoop my bolster. Okay, I can't, but just imagine I'm placing my bolster right there to start to bend the knee, if that's where you are. Just a suggestion. This is where you can take it. Okay, so now our knee was really close to the shoulder. Now I want you to come to the edge of the foot, scoot back a little bit, and bring the knee as far away from your shoulder as you can. Think of like an ice skate edge, really, really hard surface pressing down. And again, dropping to elbows. If you feel like you want a little bit something more, and just keeping your arms straight if that feels like a lot. Breathe into it. You can always vary the stretch by just not straightening your back leg as much. If you want a little bit something more, you can also come to the forearm and push your right leg away. And again, just holding it. Pull the navel in, really press down into the top of your left foot. Press down hard into your flexed right foot. Feel the outside and the back bottom of your right hip, right butt cheek start to really open up. Take another breath in. Oh my gosh, I love this one. Exhale. All right, hands to the mat. Slowly bring your knee back to a low lunge. Flex the foot this time, sit back into a runner's stretch. It's the stretch we all know and love. Flex your foot really hard and try to send the right side of your pubic bone, not necessarily the hip, but the pubic bone. Be more specific in your yoga practice and you'll typically go a little farther. Pull the navel up, pull the navel forward so your spine is long. And again, steel rectangle between the mat, the arms, and your collarbones. You can always vary the stretch a little bit deeper by sinking the hips back, a little bit less of a stretch by pulling the hips forward. One more inhale here. Exhale fully. All right, bring your right knee back. This time, left foot steps forward into your low lunge. Arms like steel beams. Obviously the floor is. And your collarbones. Pull the navel in and lean forward. So say my hips are a little bit tight. I'm going to keep a 90-degree angle on both legs. Say I want to open it up a little bit more. I'm going to shift the weight more forward. So muscle tightness can be a function of how you're building the muscle. Like if you're contracting it and it's concentric contraction, so you're pulling in and making the muscle a ball, that typically can create a feeling of tightness. A lot of it has to do though with the nervous system, which I actually did not know that until taking anatomy and physiology classes. So it's also how you are in your stretch, not just the fact that you're stretching. So try to breathe really deep, really slow. And again, you can back off by placing a block under your hands, or come to the elbows. But be so mindful that the knee stays in. Take 2 more breaths here. Again, use the breath. Last deep breath in, belly in, left knee in, right shin and top of ankle down. Exhale fully. All right, this time, place your hand on your left knee. Let the knee roll out to the side. And remember, this is so important. Keep your left foot flexed. Rights and lefts, you guys. Just one of those things. Flex the foot. And again, you can take it further by pushing away, or if gravity is really doing a lot for you right now, that's great. Pull the navel in. You can come down to the forearms. You can also take this all the way down to the floor. Woo, that feels really, really good. Squeeze the right butt cheek, no matter what the right leg is doing. Flex the left foot hard. I know for me, I will forget and it'll kind of go limp, but the more you flex the foot, the more protected your knee joint is. And the knee and the hip and the ankle, they're also related. Pull the navel in, press a little bit. See if you can drop your left foot down closer towards the floor, your left knee down. Pull the navel up away from the knee, pulling down. One more breath here. All right, hands to the mat. Come up a little bit, and now shift your hips back. So for my advanced people, stick your leg underneath your head for a few breaths and then catch up with us right here. Pull the navel in. Keep pulling your right side, or this is left side pubic bone back. So even closer or more medial to the spine than the hip. Navel in. And so that will more effectively actually move your hips. Press down into your left heel. Flex the toes back. Pull the navel up. and send your left hip back. Take 2 more breaths here. Really slow breaths. Enjoy it. Last deep breath in. Pull the navel up. Exhale, shift your hips back. Inhale, lean forward. Bring your knee back into a tabletop. Take an inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. All right, so from your down dog, inhale, lift your right leg up. Step it through into your pigeon pose. So if you need to, you can grab your bolster. I like a squishy surface. If I'm going to like put something under someone's hip, I like it to be squishy just because you will find that you drop down lower. Pull the navel in and then start to lean and walk your arms forward. Doing what works for you, adjusting the bend of your front foot. So more stretch forward, less stretch, bring the heel closer. Keep breathing. You can also place a block underneath your head. And you can also place your hands, thumb and forefinger together, elbows wide to help relax your shoulders and your neck. Pull the navel up. Press your left big toe down. Keep your right foot flexed. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale fully. Inhale, come back up. Place your hands onto the mat. Tuck the back toes. Press back to plank. Press back down dog. Other side, left leg up. Swing it through. Pigeon pose. So the Sanskrit for this is kind of a mouthful. Ekapada or Jakapostanasana. I feel like I add a syllable in there almost every time. It's always nice to know the tradition. Making it your own is always cool, but it's such a perfect practice how it is. It's so masterful. I really actually don't encourage much variation because it works. So again, press the right big toe down. That was my TED Talk. Squeeze the right hip forward. So the more you squeeze the right hip forward, the more you're going to feel it in the left leg, actually. I'm actually not sure what the mic is doing if I go all the way down, so I'm just going to stay right here while we figure this out. Keep left foot flexed. Jaw relaxed. Are you putting the tension that you normally feel in your hips into your jaw? Notice that. Make any changes you need to. Let's take one more breath here. All right, tuck the back toes, lift your hips, press back to plank, pull the navel up, press back, downward facing dog. All right, lean forward, drop your knees. We'll go into frog pose. For this, you might want a blanket, and you actually might want some padding underneath your mat for your legs. So if you are using a bolster or a blanket, you will just use this to rest your body on and not actually for the knees. All right, so that is with the block. Without a block, you'll come to all fours, walk your knees out wide, flex your feet. That is so important. Pull the navel in, and then just gradually start to walk down onto your elbows. Take it where you can. So maybe you're a little lifted, that's okay. In time, coming all the way down. Flex the feet. You want to just check with your eyes. Are my ankles underneath my knees? Everything's good. Breathing here with your belly button in, feet flexed, and your jaw relaxed. You can stack your arms to rest your head. You can reach your arms forward and extend your chin for a little bonus. Pull the ribs in. I actually just noticed that when I looked at the camera. So pull the ribs in, and you actually feel more of a stretch in your inner thighs. You're always welcome to make this a yin posture. You can actually pause this video and hold it for a few more minutes. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale, release. And now come back up. You're really gentle as you lift up out of that child's pose. Bring your knees together because we just stretched the inside of the hips so much. Let's stretch the back. Reach your arms forward. Pull the navel up. Press the toes down. Shift the hips back. Inhale, lean forward. Come onto your back. And slowly lay down. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug, side to side. Let's take a figure 4 stretch. Flex your right foot. Place the foot on top of the thigh. Grab from underneath the calf muscle right on top of the hamstring and pull your left knee in. Further, you can grab the shin and extend the leg. Keep the right foot flexed. Pull the foot in a little bit closer so that you feel the stretch on the outside of the thigh. Pull navel down, flex right foot. Take one more breath in. Exhale fully. Good, bring your leg back up if it isn't. Knees into the chest, give yourself a hug. Other side, left foot flexed. Interlace the fingers and pull, and it can look like this, and that's still a great stretch. Or lengthening the right leg away, flexing the left foot and pull. Pull the navel down. Rotate right inner thigh in. Reach right big toe away from you if your leg is straight. And then pull, relax the shoulders. Try to untuck the tailbone. No matter what your right leg is doing, try to untuck it and really press down into the back of the pelvis. Take another deep breath in. Exhale fully. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Rock side to side. Let's take a quick happy baby stretch. Flex the feet. Pull the navel in. Press the knees down. If you want a little bit something more, you can grab the big toes and straighten the legs. And it can look like this if you want a little bit something more, but you're not all the way down. A breath here. All right, if you're in happy baby, now grab your big toes. If you already are grabbing your big toes, let go of your left and pull the right leg in. So again, it can be a bent leg here. You can also grab the back of the calf muscle and slightly push. Pull the elbow wide if you're pulling with your fingers, and reach your left arm down. Get the left leg as straight as you can. Take a breath here. Good, inhale, see if you can pull it a little bit closer, navel down, contract thigh, top of thigh to relax and stretch the back. Exhale, release, right leg down, left leg up. It can be a half happy baby if that feels better. But I really encourage you to keep it in so that you're also stretching your IT band. Pull the navel down. Pull the elbow wide so that you're not tightening up the shoulder. Rotate right kneecap to face the ceiling. If it's bent, that's great. Still a good stretch. This is a great stretch still. Pull the navel down, again, trying to unbend the tailbone. One more breath in. One more exhale out. All right, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug, rock from side to side. Now take the kneecaps. Doesn't so much matter what your shins are doing. And press your kneecap down so that you feel the stretch right around the back of the hip. And then press your other kneecap down. So it's like you should feel like a self-massage, basically. Feels so good. Let's do one more side each. All right, one more hug. Rock yourself up to a seated position. Two more, and then we'll wrap it up. So Gomukhasana cow. Right leg on top of the left. And again, you can use your bolster, a couple books, a rolled up blanket. If you need to lessen the force against your hips and your knees or your ankles. Otherwise, sitting down, navel in. So you can stay up straight. Keep the spine straight though if you do fold over. So just a little note about this, you can see when I round over and stretch, this is what's changing, not the degree of the stretch in my hips. So keep the spine straight so that when you do round, you see what changes is the angle of the bend in my hips and not the spine. So actually, you really won't go all the way down because bending over the knees makes you round the spine. So think about straight spine, stomach and heart forward. And again, if you want to lean a little bit, you can rest your elbows down and relax that way. Keep pulling the navel up. Keep pressing your right knee on top of the left. Squeeze the heels in, pull the navel up, relax the jaw. Good inhale, come back up, change, other side, cross your legs. Actually, if you want to know a fun, cool way to do a twist, you just sit up, twist. It's your fancy trick of the day. Lift the heart up, pull the navel back, let the hips relax, especially the top of the hip, and fold forward. It's fun to have fun. You know, yoga is serious, but it's also good to laugh at yourself and just in general. Or at least that's my motto, anyway. Relax the jaw. And again, feel the gravity in the right side of the hip, or your right hip, and then the left outer edge of your pelvis. Feel the left knee pushing into the right to open up the hips, open up the pelvis. Inhale, come back up, straighten your legs, Paschimottanasana. Lean forward and fold. So again, instead of rounding from the spine and not changing anything in the hips, keep the spine straight, push the tailbone back, and fold. You can also use the bolster or a blanket and fold forward here so that it can be still relaxing and that you don't sacrifice the form. This feels awesome. I will be using this more often. Last breath in. Exhale out. And inhale, come up all the way to seated position. Cross your legs. Maybe try Ardha Padmasana, half lotus pose, and just see what's what, how you feel. I know I feel really good, so open after that class. I hope you do too. We'll close it with 3 really deep breaths, hands together in prayer. Eyes closed. Watch the back of your forehead. Eyebrows relax. Jaw relax. Inhale in. Exhale, let it go. Another deep breath in. Let it fill every cell. Exhale fully. Last breath in. Exhale. I just feel like doing this, so let's all do it. Give yourself a hug. Really actually hug yourself right now. Get out of your own way. Thank yourself for doing this, for practicing, for working on you so that you can be of service to others. Namaste. Thanks for practicing, everybody. If you liked this and you want more of this, please let me know if there are other areas in the body that you would like to really hone in on. Again, please comment below. You can find me on Instagram. I love doing these videos. I love practicing with you. Namaste.